How are you, my friend? This is Itadori, who is supposed to mean he is our hero who is cut off from the tree and he only has his grandfather who is in the hospital and that's it, about to die, and that's why we will call him Shiu continuously. And he is looking for a curse tool which he is supposed to find in this place, only he is surprised when he finds it has disappeared and he does not know where it went. The next day, we see Itadori as he talks to his coach about the school and the one who wants to include him in his team. With difficulty, Itadori refuses, and because of that, the coach challenges him. If he can win it, he will agree to not join, but if he loses, he will be forced to join the team against his will. And Itadori agrees to the challenge. At that time, Shiu is walking in his school, Itadori, and he finds a curse walking on the ground. He pays it no attention, and he says this curse is weak and cannot harm anyone. He continues on his way until he reaches the challenge location. Itadori's match against his teacher is. The competition is very simple, which is who can throw the iron ball farther than the other, and the one who can throw it farther will win, and the coach is straining himself. And with all his strength, he can throw the ball 14 meters exactly, and everyone present is saying Itadori has given up. This distance is impossible to overcome. And Itadori, as soon as he holds the iron ball, which was so heavy it almost fell from him, looks at the coach and says, "Throw now," and the coach tells him to throw so Itadori can surprise everyone. A very strong throw that reaches 30 meters. The coach is standing, shocked and unable to believe what he is seeing. And we learn that Itadori is a bit stronger than ordinary people 3 times like that. And when he passes by Shiu, Shiu senses the cursed performance with him and is about to call out to him. He finds himself shocked by the whole place, and Itadori went to the hospital to check on his grandfather. And his grandfather says to him, "What brings you here? Aren't you supposed to be focusing on your studies and the club?" And Itadori replies, "Do you think I am? I came here for your sake, or what? I came here. It's just for the nurses, nothing more." And his grandfather tells him, "Are you going to lie to me or what, as if I don't know you?" And then he tells him, "You know, Itadori, you are a very strong person. I wish you would use your strength to help people, not to harm them." This was the last sentence his grandfather said to him. And then, he dies, my friend, which makes Itadori very sad about him. This is because he was the last member of his entire family. He was with him. So now Itadori feels like someone who has been cut off from a tree, with no one left in the world. And suddenly, someone calls him in the hospital and he says to him, "You are Itadori, right?" Itadori is surprised. He knew his name and asked him, "Who are you?" "I am Shio and I want to talk to you about an important topic." And the two of them go to the hall. The school and Shiu tell him that he has a tool. "It's cursed and I need it urgently," Itadori is telling him. "I don't understand what you're talking about," so he explains it to him. Everything shows him its shape like this, and tells him the cursed tool is the one you have. And because every year, around 10,000 people understand me more. People die in Japan, and all of it is because of curses. Whether you believe me or not, this is something that goes back to you. And these curses are formed from people's hatred, people, envy, and all these things. The more they increase, the stronger the curses become, and the performance. The one you have is a special curse. This means it is necessary to confiscate it so that it doesn't kill anyone. Itadori tells him it's not a problem, and he hands it to him. And when he opens the box that is supposed to contain the curse, he finds it empty and holds it. Itadori says to him, "Are you kidding? What is the curse?" He asked, "Where did what was inside go?" And he replied, "I don't know. There were 2 people I met a few months ago, and the 3 of us found this box. So they took what was inside, and I took the box itself," shocked. And he says to him, "What are they going to do with what's inside?" He said, "They took it to open it at night by themselves. At school, and they are supposed to be now opening it," Shiu says. "These 2 are in trouble. Now their time is among the dead." And Itadori, they say, "What are you saying?" He told him there is no time. And the 2 of them are running to their place quickly so that they can catch up with them. And indeed, the 2 of them are holding the performance and want to open it. and as soon as they remove the seal on it, they notice that this is just a finger, but they don't know whose finger it is. They think it's a finger of a human being who died a long time ago, but the matter was different, my friend. And suddenly the only candle they were lighting goes out, and terrifying sounds fill the whole place. The two of them started to be afraid of what they were hearing, and didn't understand what the situation involves Itadori and Shu still. They are running to catch up with him, and Itadori takes Shu on a shortcut to reach them quickly, and as soon as they arrive, they find Hal in a very intense pressure coming from the building where his friends are supposed to be. Itadori is here, and Shu tells Itadori not to enter inside, and he leaves him to go save them. But Itadori insists and tells him, "I will come with you, Shu." He tells him, "Do you think I'm joking? Don't you dare enter. The situation is more serious than you can imagine," and he runs quickly. They have to catch up with them, and Sasuke will be hiding. One of the monsters that suddenly appeared is saying, "How did these creatures appear at this time?" as her owner, who was with her, enters and says to her, "Help me." And there is a monster that has swallowed half of its head almost. And these two seem to be the end of them, my friend. Shu has reached them now and uses his power, which is a summoning of monsters to fight alongside him. And the monsters are specialized in consuming curses. And Itadori is outside and says, "I can see now my friend is in danger, and I'm sitting outside not knowing. What should I do? Should I wait for them until they die?" And he remembers his grandfather's words before he died when he told him, "You are strong, and I wish you would use your strength to save people, Itadori." And here Itadori decides to intervene. Whatever happens, happens, and Shu is still fighting against. The curses present until he reaches Sasuke and the one with her, but he finds the curses are about to consume both of them and will also consume the cursed tools at that time. Itadori has arrived, my friend, saying, "It's not me who." My friends are being eaten by the curse with a punch. It's very strong and takes my friends and saves them before they die because he notices the curse hasn't affected just Shu with a single blow, but completely obliterates it. He goes to Itadori and says to him, "Didn't I tell you not to get involved?" Itadori tells him to forget about that. What are the creatures that eat this curse? He told him, "This is my special Shinigami that I always summon in my battles. The important thing is to forget about this and hand me the curse. Whoever is with you," he said. "This finger belongs to who exactly?" He said this finger belongs to someone named the King of Curses, and his name is Sukuna, and it would be very dangerous if any curse from the curses consume this finger. And indeed, Itadori extends his hand to hand it over. But suddenly, my friend, a huge hand appears above the two, and it was just about to finish off Itadori. Shu catches up with him and says to say, "Run quickly because the curse that appeared new equals Shu to the ground." Itadori says the monster appeared like this, apart from the Shinigami. Those summoned by Shu disappear after his energy has completely decreased. This curse is very strong, and strikes Shu with a blow that breaks the wall, is thrown to the ground outside, and the monster approaches him to finish him off. Shu says this curse does not give me any chance to think, but before the curse reaches him, Itadori intervenes and defends Shu. Shu says to him, "What are you doing, Itadori? The curse you have must be taken, and you should escape quickly before it falls into the hands of any curse." Itadori says to him, "I will never let you die." In front of me, while I'm standing doing nothing, he tries with this monster, but the monster was very strong and could catch him. Itadori manages to escape from it, but the tool he has flies away, so he rushes to grab it before this monster takes it, and the monster holds him like this. Itadori manages to grab the curse with his teeth and says, "If I eat it, will anything happen? Is it sweet, or will it hurt my stomach for nothing?" And before the curse swallows him, the performance he had was Itadori eating the curse. Without any hesitation, he looks at him and says, "It's impossible. You have chosen the hardest death possible for yourself. Can you imagine it at all? Your chance of survival is 1 in a million, but not more, and that's because of the performance. This cursed thing is poisoned and doesn't adapt to any body just like that. But Itadori surprises him with what happened to him after he consumed the curse, cutting off the arm of the monster in front of him in one move. There was something that took control of Itadori, my friend, and it is very powerful. The monster attacks him, but Itadori, he waves his hand and is able to cut through the monster that is in front of him. Literally, Shu looks at him and can't believe what he is seeing. He says, Itadori is now becoming his own self, and this is the worst thing that could happen in history. A second eye appears under Itadori's eye, and his style has completely changed. He says, where are the people? Where are the children? Where are the women? Where? Have I finally been freed? Finally, he stands and looks at the city in this way and he says, I will turn it into a massacre. But suddenly, Itadori, the monster inside him, is holding on and saying to him, what exactly does it do to my body? Suko says, what is happening? How can a weak human be capable? Then he stops me and says, come on, it's time. Then Shu is ready and says to me, you have now become a special curse and must eliminate him. And Itadori says to him, wait a minute, I am not him and he is not me. Look man, Shu who? Standing in front of you right now is Itadori, nothing more. At this time, a new person arrives, and their name is Goku. Shu says to him, where have you been all this time? He said, there's nothing, I was just buying some stuff. The important thing, the performance that I sent you to get, where is it? Dori interrupts and says, I'm sorry for the interruption, but I think I ate it. He stands there shocked like that and says to him, are you serious? And Shu confirms his words. Goku steps forward and keeps staring at him for a while and says, it seems Sukuna has merged with you really, but do you feel him? And Dori says, yes, I feel him. And sometimes I hear his voice inside my head, and this thing is probably going to do something to me in the future. Goku tells him that he can switch. Your body is still for just 10 seconds, Itadori. He replies and says, I have no problem, but I don't know what he might do after that. Goku says to him, don't worry for now. I'm much stronger than him, and Shu says to him, do you understand what you're saying? Goku was still about to talk to him when he found Sukuna behind him and was about to attack. Goku was dodging his attack, and literally, Shu was surprised by what he was seeing. Sukuna was trying to attack him with all his strength, but Goku was in another part is mocking Sukuna in every way. And Sukuna can't believe that there is a human capable of dealing with him with his strength, but Goku, my friend, is not just someone strong, and that's it. He also has terrifying techniques, and the last attack from Sukuna made him think he had finished him off for good. He says this human should have met his end like this, but he is surprised when he finds him in front of him and sells from 7 to 10, so that Itadori forces Sukuna to retreat for the second time. And this is against his will. And as soon as Goku sees that Itadori, he can really do that. He is surprised by the ability. He says that he has completely suppressed the King of Curses. This is the best discovery so far after that. He touches the middle of his head so that Itadori faints. Shu asks him, what did you do to him? He replied, nothing. He temporarily made him lose consciousness, and when he wakes up, if he could really suppress his calmness and not let it randomly escape, then that could make him and his existence and eat all his fingers. Shu tells him, oh, I wish you would try to save his life. Itadori tries to defend me, even though he only got to know me today. Goku says to him, I'll try, then I'll take him to a room alone to interrogate him and start talking with him. And as soon as Itadori wakes up, he finds himself bound, with seals around him from all sides. He is surprised by the place he is in. And Goku says to him, don't think too much because you are dead anyway, Itadori. He asks him, how is that? Goku replies, let me explain. And he shows a finger like the one Itadori ate, and he tells him, this is the Sukuna finger, and it is known that all Sukuna's fingers number 20, and that is because the stillness possesses 4 shields, and its power is divided into 20 parts out of 20, then it strikes. The finger of Sukuna strikes with all its might and says, Itadori, imagine all this power, and it didn't even scratch. The finger, I mean the power of this curse. Until now, we haven't found anyone for it. So now you have two options. There is no third choice. All the leaders said that you must be executed immediately, and since Sukuna resides within you, but I suggested something else to them. Now the person named, Itadori, which is you, means you can currently. It controls its stillness, and if we were to be absent right now, then it would be a great loss for us because we are not. Do you know if we will find another vessel for its silence? And that's why I told them, well, why not? We won't let him live until he can eat all his fingers. In his 20s, the first thing he does is eat them all, and then we execute him. Because the curse dies as soon as its owner dies. With this, we have managed to finish off this curse. Forever. And that's why Itadori, you have in front of you, either you die now or you die. After we gather with all 20 fingers, it's Itadori. After he heard that, he became completely silent and didn't know how to say a single word. The next day, it was Itadori who went to check on his friends who were going to die at school at night. As soon as the girl saw Itadori, she said to him, I know that you might not believe me, but monsters suddenly appeared and they were going to kill both of us. When we woke up, we found ourselves here, and Itadori shocked her by saying, I believe you, and these monsters are called curses. Anyway, someone is coming to heal Iguchi, then leaves it and walks away. And when he sits down with Goku again, Goku asks him if he has decided what to do, and Itadori does not respond to Goku, who informs him that the matter is not mandatory. If he chooses the 20 fingers, he will have to join them, and if he doesn't want to, then that's it. After that, Itadori goes to his grandfather's grave and keeps thinking about what he told him before he died, which was to try to help people as much as he can. That's why he asked Goku for the finger he has, and here Itadori decides he joins me after he swallows the finger, Goku. He says if there is any betrayal from Sukuna, I will erase him from existence, and it will be clear that Itadori has signs of Sukuna, and Sukuna will finally take control of him. But before Goku makes the decision and ends it, Itadori had the biggest Sukuna moment of retreat, so that Goku can say, Excellent, you are not just a vessel, but you can also control him in general. Gather your belongings, and come on, follow me. Itadori is still going to tell him where to go when Shu appears, and tells him, we are going to Tokyo, to the Jujutsu school. The special relationship between us and this school, my friend, is specialized in learning to use curse power, and also in expelling it. When Goku Tador arrives at the school, Goku tells Itadori, I'm taking you now to meet the principal, but I hope you can pull yourself together a bit so that he accepts you. Itadori replies, I'm no longer a student here. Goku tells him, it's still too early for that. After they enter the school, they find a person sitting and making blood. He tells Goku, you're late. Why is Goku apologizing and then getting to know him? Itadori, who wants to become a member of the school. The principal looks at Itadori and says to him, why do you want to be one of us, Itadori? He is surprised by the question, but responds to him. And he says to him, I can almost suppress his silence with, I am a bit suspicious about this matter, and I think that the 20 fingers of his silence are dangerous to be outside, and that's why my mission with you is to rid you of these fingers. The principal also says to him, I still don't understand you. Why did you put a curse inside the doll afterwards? Which he made and makes it attack Itadori. Itadori doesn't understand what the director is doing with him. Why is that, besides the fact that this doll is very fast, and also strong, and when Itadori reaches his limit, he decides to bind the director's doll like this. Then he tells him, I don't understand what you want from me. All I know is that I have to help people as much as I can, and if these curses are very dangerous, then I will do everything possible to drive her away. And if it's on his fingers, then I decided to be a vessel, not you all. I hope you understand my words well. Here is the manager. He is surprised by everything Itadori said and says, Goku knows the room where he will sleep from today, and thus Itadori officially became a student at Jujutsu school, and indeed, Goku takes him to his room, which Itadori really liked very much. And that's because it's the first time he has a room of this size, which is always next to Shu. And of course, Shu doesn't like this matter, but Goku. He informs them that they need to get ready now to go meet the third member of the team. Indeed, the two quickly prepare and head out to see the third member who just arrived today. And the third member is actually a girl. Her name is Nobara. And when they arrive at the designated place, they find her holding a big man and pushing him behind her mother. Goku talks to her and says, "Forget about what you're doing and come with us because we have a trip to Tokyo. We need to go quickly, Nobara and Itadori." They are very, very happy to hear about this Tokyo topic, and that's because they think they are just going out for a stroll. They are shocked when Goku takes them to a place that exists. There are a lot of curses, and Goku says that Itadori and Nobara are the ones who will enter and expel the curse inside. As for Shu, he will be present. I'm outside with them, and both of them are really listening to him. But Goku calls out to Itadori and tells him to be careful. Sukuna graduates because if you do that, you will erase everything. The curses in the area are just seconds away. The counterpart will put everyone in danger, including Itadori. He tells him to learn, and then the two enter inside the place where the curses are located, and they are supposed to expel all the curses together, which they are supposed to do alone. But inside, a voice says, "No, it's my turn. We will separate here to finish this. We need to complete this mission quickly. You search below, and I will search above." Above. And he tells her, "Are you joking? You don't know that these curses are dangerous or what? In a match, you get knocked down and the ground hits you." And he tells him, "Is my team this weak or what?" And you leave it and continue to the second round for Itadori. This girl is definitely crazy, but suddenly, oh my friend, a curse appears behind him and it was about to finish him, but Itadori was strong and could dodge it with a strike, and in seconds, he finishes it off. On the other hand, Nobara has arrived in that room, and there is some blood inside that isn't moving. Nobara, due to her experience in the field, looks at the blood in the middle and says, "Are you going to stay hidden like this for long?" And the blood doesn't speak so that Nobara can prepare herself, and she tells him to hide as he wants and attack. One of them, with its technique, shoots 2 nails into the head of this cursed being to get rid of this curse. It is indeed a curse among the curses that exist in. Once this curse stands on its feet, Nobara tells her that she should have removed the nails in your head first, and then she uses her energy and completely shatters the head of this curse, and it was about to leave, but she notices that there is a child hiding and very scared of her. Nobara approaches him and tries to reassure him, but the boy, he is still scared, and Nobara is turning her back to him. She tells him, "I would never hurt you," but suddenly the boy screams and says, "Help me!" And a curse appears from the wall behind him and grabs the boy. She hates it because Nobara sees that this curse has appeared, and she is already preparing herself to finish it, but she finds that this curse is unlike any other curse she has encountered before. She says this curse seems to think like us, or what? It's as if she is saying, "If I die, this child will also die." She keeps thinking and does not. You don't know what to do. And in the end, you decide you give up and say to the curse, "Take me instead of the boy, this little one." But this curse wasn't foolish, you know? My friend, to believe this, and you don't accept it. You leave the little boy, and suddenly, Itadori's hand breaks through the wall, and Nobara hears Itadori's voice as he says, "I didn't hit it, did I?" And he comes out. Itadori was searching for this curse in the first place. The curse threatens him with the child, but Itadori doesn't waste time. He flies to her arm and saves the child. In a moment, Nobara can't believe what he has done. Itadori, but the curse ignores them and escapes from them. Quickly, Goku and Shu, when they see the curse, they are surprised that she is escaping, and Shu says, he will expel her before she escapes. But Tsuko tells him to wait, just a little, so Nobara can say, "Itadori, give it to me." The cursed arm is quickly being handled by Itadori. Indeed, and we congratulate him on the world made of The peeling uses a completely different technique, which is, if any party of the curse exists and the curse, did Nobara throw it at you to hit the heart? The goal is to easily get rid of this curse. Finally, after that, you talk to Itadori and tell him, what exactly are you eating to break through? This wall with one punch, she said this wall, was weak to begin with and won't withstand anything, she said. The wall you are talking about is weak. It's impossible for anyone to break it with their hand like you did. And Itadori is ignoring what she is telling him. After that, they go to this child, where he lives, so Goku can reach him and Shu. Itadori and Nobara say that they succeeded in the first. This is a real test for them. And then Goku. He takes them to celebrate this success with them. At the same time, in another place in Tokyo, a completely different type of curse appears, and it looks dangerous. Very dangerous, my friend. And for this curse, they sent 3 people from the Jujutsu school, and unfortunately one of them was killed. And this means that this curse is classified. As a special curse, it means it must be dealt with it as soon as possible, and that's why they send these 3, who are Shu, Itadori, and Nobara. And the one responsible for monitoring the area knows that 90% of the area has been completely cleared, and this is because dealing with the special curse will be difficult. After a while, Itadori says, I still don't understand what a special curse means, and the monitor starts to explain to him, saying that a 4th degree curse is not very significant, while a 3rd degree curse means that if you have a gun, you're safe. And if it's a 2nd degree curse, you need at least a rifle. And if we talk about the 1st degree, I pray for the Prophet. The tanks themselves are not effective against it, and this is one thing, and the special curse is another because it can be dangerous, and each special curse is different from the other. Sometimes it can be impossible to deal with, and it must be sealed, but nothing more. Itadori understands what a special curse is and how serious the situation is. At the same time, a woman arrives saying, My son is inside, please let me in, but they prevent her forcefully, and the woman has nothing in her hands. She keeps crying, saying, Why is this happening to me? This talk greatly affects Itadori, and he looks at Shu and Nobara and says, We will save any survivor inside, no matter what. The 3 are preparing to enter the cursed site, and the man who was explaining to them activates his curse power and creates a barrier around the entire place, and Shu summons a dog of the devil to help them search and sense the curse that is present inside. And indeed, they enter the place where the curse is located. And as they walk, Shu says, This place looks strange. It should be rehabilitation prison, but it doesn't look like a prison. Suddenly they find that the door behind them has disappeared. Everyone is surprised and says we are just coming in from the door is now how Shu managed to disappear and reassure them. He tells them that the devil's dog knows the place, entry and exit, and that's why let's continue. The rest of our important task is indeed continuing, and until they find a corpse with its lower half missing. It's not there, my friend. Itadori is asking what it is. What is happening here exactly is reading the name that it is found on the corpse's shirt, and he finds it the same. The name that the woman outside was crying over Itadori says, I'm going to take the body of this person to bring it out to his mother, who is crying outside, so Shu can yell at him and say, Are we here to look for survivors and save them, or to save the dead? And both of them are holding on to each other, and each one wants to go their own way, but the woman outside comes in and says to them, There is no time for what you are doing. And suddenly, Anubra dives into her place without warning. Shu says it's impossible. The dog should alert me. If was there any curse close to us, looking at his dog, can only find its neck that is broken in the wall. The 2 didn't manage to get shocked and find the curse standing among them. In this way, each of the 2 started to swallow their saliva with difficulty, saying, How did this curse reach up to here? How is Itadori gathering all the energy he has and pulling out the weapon he has to defend his friend? But in a moment, his arm flies and the weapon breaks at the same time. This is when a match enters a secluded area away from them. And I don't quite understand where exactly Itadori is talking. He is quiet and tells him, If I die, you will too. You will die with me. So if you don't want to die, you must he helps me so that Sukuna can respond to him and say no. Don't worry about me, even if I die in 12 parts, I can get rid of them. And in general, if you want change with me, I have no problem, just do it. Your account before I deal with this curse will be I'm done with your friend next to you. And after I'm done, I will go to the other girl, Itadori. He hears this and doesn't know what to do about it. The curse in front of them attacks them with a carving assault. The ground in front of them, Shu says, this attack is not just a normal attack. This curse is definitely special, and we must escape by any means. Itadori says to Shu, leave me and run quickly, and as soon as you reach outside in front, give me any sign so I can switch with Sukuna, because if I switch with him now, the first people to start with them is you. Shu firmly refuses to let him leave, but Itadori begs him because he doesn't want to lose them. Shu, when he sees Itadori talking to him. In this way, without any hesitation, he escapes from the place and he goes to look for a spark. The time has come to look at the curse that he finds her enjoying everything she has. He says, I don't know how to deal with him. The curse is how until Shio escapes Nabara. Suddenly, the curse strikes him, my friend. You planted in the wall behind which Itadori is still standing. He didn't adjust himself. He found that the curse was giving him more. His strike made him break through the wall and fall to the ground. Without any movement, Itadori literally became helpless in front of this curse completely, and the curse does not exist. It finished its attack and is preparing to unleash its power and erase Itadori from the place. Itadori sees all this cursed energy, and he stands on his feet against his will and tries to fend off this attack with all his strength. He says it's impossible to give up. Here the attack tears off his fingertips and begins to his whole body to the extent that Itadori starts thinking about everything that happened to him since he swallowed the finger of. His calmness begins to shatter psychologically, and he says, I wish I had not. I wish I hadn't gotten involved in this matter. This curse is essentially screaming at the top of its voice, and his heart remained broken from the pain at that time. It was a warning that she would die, but he caught up with her. Last moment to escape as quickly as possible from the place where Itadori is currently remains destroyed, psychologically completely, and for the first time being afraid of the death, says I thought I was strong, but I'm not. I will die only when I decide to. I didn't think so. I feel weak. Everything inside Itadori has changed. Confused, he is gathering all his strength in his hand for the first time. Once he is able to use the curse energy that he has, he attacks this curse and says, I will get rid of it no matter what. But the curse is resisting him, causing Itadori to lose hope completely. He says, this is the end for me. But suddenly he hears the sound of the wolf that Shu summons, and here he understands that this is the sign. In an instant, he swaps places with Sukuna, because as soon as the curse sees Sukuna, it starts to fear and retreat. At that moment, Sukuna says, this boy is the only one I can't control. He advances towards the curse and says to her, I'm thinking right now, and I hope you don't cut me off. He says to himself, what is the most I can do to make that boy regret it? If I go after one of his friends, for sure he will change his position before I reach him afterwards. He says, it's simple. I'll make this curse fight his friend and finish him off, and then I will have defeated him. He says, curse, come with me because we have something important we want to do. The curse sees his calmness as he turns around, so she gathers all her energy and attacks. He easily strikes her and says, she has very stupid thinking at the moment she has, and he hits the ground with his head, asking her what this is. The weakness you are in hits her with a leg as well, and breaks the ground they are all standing on. The curse takes advantage of them being in the air and grabs his stillness to throw him far away, but the arm that held him still was cut off like this. He tells her you are indeed a cursed spirit, but you look like you don't know who you are dealing with. And he laughs. You're right to hysterical laughter, my friend. And Shu is asking. The observer with them tells him to take a hint and treat it quickly and send users of power the Jujutsu of the first grade quickly. And Sukuna is the segment of the curse specific to the form. And he tells her you don't understand the situation you are in is not right either. And the curse heals itself quickly, and then she descends from her place to continue her fight against Sukuna. He sees this and says, "All right, I will show you what it means to fight with a king of curses." Then Sukuna uses his power and expands the field of his to surprise the curse from the place where it became and quieted down in seconds. He explains this curse from more than one place. Then he advances to it and tells her you are indeed of the special grade, but very weak. He takes her finger and tells her your task is done. And then the curse ignites completely. Sukuna talks to Itadori and tells him the matter is over. If you want to exchange with me, just exchange. But Itadori, before he exchanges, was psychologically shattered, and now he is afraid to even go out. Sukuna does not get a response from Itadori and understands the situation is tense, and he knows he is scared and unable to act. Thoughts come to his mind that are terrifying, my friend. He says the boy will regret everything he has done. With me, the first thing he thinks of doing is to go. To eliminate Shiu and break Itadori's heart over him. And that's where today's part ends. Wait. The upcoming parts of Itadori's story. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so we can see you again. And goodbye.